Sophie watched her father sleep every night. She was looking over him, making sure everything would be okay. She would be standing by the door in her dressing gown, holding her teddy bear and watching as he dreamed every single night. Sometimes he would have a calm dream, and she could see the smile on his face and his hand reaching out in front of him towards her as he lay on his side. She liked seeing him like that. It reminded her of her early childhood, all the places he took her, the beach, the park, the shopping mall, Disney World. It didn't matter where the location took place. She remembered those events as the best of her life, and she remembered them like they were yesterday. The way he would carry her on his shoulders, all the things he would buy her, the car trips going to and from the locations, the laughing fits they would explode into, causing him to pull over to the side of the road until he could safely navigate it without the car swerving this way and that. She remembered them all, and when he was smiling, she smiled with him. The nightmare, however, that was the one she hated. Seeing him turning this way and that, screaming in his sleep, thrashing around as the dream played the events through his mind, the events he couldn't change. It was always the same nightmare. She couldn't stand it. She just wanted him to be happy. On the occasion he would have this dream, she would step forward, walking until she was right there at his side, and then she would place a hand on his head. This was when he would calm down. His breathing would slow, and his facial expression would relax into one of a neutral sleeping kind. She, however, would be filled with the visions he had just witnessed. The nightmare would be transported from his mind into hers. She would see the images of the city alleyway, the man seemingly coming out of nowhere, his face hidden behind a black mask made out of a beanie. His look would always be the same. The brown leather jacket, the gloved hands, the blue jeans, and the pistol. He would demand all of the money that belonged to her father, and her father would say he would give him all his money. Just don't shoot the gun. There is no need to shoot the gun. He would reply by screaming, "Hurry up." Her father would fumble with the wallet, and the man would point the gun up and fire into the sky. This was the point in the dream where Sophie would always want to look away. She would always want to hide herself, close her eyes to the dream, convert it into one of the many memories of their time shared before that night. But she couldn't. The power to help her father with the nightmare also made her watch it. She couldn't look away because she wasn't seeing it with her eyes. She was seeing it with her mind. The power made her watch it over and over. As many times as she saw the nightmare, however, it would always be worse than the last. She couldn't do anything to change the events that she knew were about to unfold, and that was the worst thing about it. "Run!" she would scream inside her mind. "Run! What are you waiting for? Run!" But her pleas and her begs would go forever unheard. The man would point up into the sky and fire, and her father would fumble with the wallet, and the man would scream again, "Hurry up or I'll shoot." Her father would try to obey him, but he would never get the wallet open in time. A sound would come from the other end of the alley, a police car. Why it was there would always be an unanswered question. Whether or not somebody had called in the incident after seeing what had been going on in the alleyway, whether the policeman just happened to see it on his way past and stop the car. It could have been anything, but she would never know. At this point, the events would always play out the same. The man would look behind him, see the policeman get out of the car, and start to run towards the three of them. That was when he would forget stealing the money, curse, and begin to run. And her father would always grab him by the arm, trying to stop him from getting away. It would always work for a couple of seconds too. The man would not be able to pull free. He would kick Sophie's father, trying to force him to let go out of pain. But that didn't work, so he would cause another type of pain. One that couldn't be healed over time by her father spending his days in bed recovering. It would cause no bruising. He wouldn't get shattered bones from it. The pain would be from the inside. When the man found that he couldn't break free, he would raise the gun to Sophie, aim, and fire. It would always be a straight shot, dead center in the middle of her chest. Her father would let go of the man, then run to her, cradling her in his arms, but it would always be too late. After this, she would see the funeral, the casket, her father's speech, the sleepless nights, the alcohol. The nightmare would always end on the bottle, Jack Daniels written across its label. After that, she would be back in her father's bedroom. She would wipe the tears from her eyes and take her hand away from his forehead. He would be okay for a little longer. That was all that mattered. "Don't worry, Dad," she would whisper in his ear. "I'm watching over you. Everything is going to be okay, I promise." She would back away from him again, standing by the door once again. Sophie watched her father sleep every night. And she would continue until he knew that everything would be all right. She would keep her promise to the end of time.